Hey everyone, Cinephile Mike here, and it is day 58 of Oscar Rewind, my bi-weekly series of videos where I revisit films that reflect the earlier work of this past year's Oscar nominees and winners. As always, I'll be discussing the awards history for the film, the box office information, if there is any, as we've learned, sometimes there isn't, the critical response, again, if there is one, that's we've learned, sometimes there isn't, and as always, these reviews will be spoiler free. You can find older episodes here on the channel, and you can find other great content on my website, cinephilemike.com. Before I jump into today's film, please make sure that you click that subscribe button, click the like button, like the video. There's so much more to come. You want to get in on the conversation. You don't want to miss anything that's coming. So, today on Rewind, I'm here again to talk about another little indie film. IFC Films' Swedish Auto. Written and directed by Derek Sieg, the film was released in the summer of 2006, where it premiered at the Los Angeles Film Festival. Now, those of you that have been with me know I don't necessarily always track the film festivals, but this film seemed, based on my research, to have a little bit of an interesting journey. So when I went to my usual resource of information for Box Office Mojo, there was no information. This film didn't even pop up. Even when I dug into the box office for films in 2006, Swedish Auto was nowhere there. So I did a little deeper digging and found out that the film toured the film festival circuit from the debut at Los Angeles through 2006, through a majority of 2007. Before, I guess after IFC picked it up, there was a short release in the IFC Center in 2008, and then the film would be released on DVD to a more general public in 2010, not being streamed until a few years ago. IFC did not release the box office information, so again, like this last week's Mad, Sad, and Bad, there's no information box office wise for me to share. Critically, not too much to report either. As per our usual source, Rotten Tomatoes, the film has no critical score. The film lists no critical ratings, but on the newly renamed Popcorn Meter, which used to be Audience Score, with over 250 ratings, Swedish Auto sits at a 44%. So, why is this little indie here? Well, it's for the production design. Having worked on various other Oscar projects such as Manchester by the Sea, The Tree of Life, and There Will Be Blood, either as an art director or production designer, Ruth de Jong has had some impressive turns on her resume in both of those jobs. But it was this past year for her incredible work on Christopher Nolan's opus Oppenheimer, which I believe I even shouted her out when I reviewed the film last award season. De Jong earned her first Oscar nomination for her production design work. In fact, in addition to the Oscar, her production design on Oppenheimer was nominated for 27 other production design awards, including the Critics' Choice and the BAFTA. Now, as for Swedish Auto's awards journey, well, this one was a small one. As per our usual source, IMDb, there were only two nominations for Swedish Auto. The first, at the Los Angeles Film Festival where it premiered, it was nominated for Best Narrative Feature, and the other was for writer-director Sieg, who is nominated for the sole titled main award for the Mannheim Heidelberg International Film Festival. So, what's it about? Swedish Auto is the story of two lost souls just looking to take their next steps in life. One, our main character, Carter, played by Lucas Haas, spends his days working at Leroy's garage as a mechanic. Leroy, played by Lee Weaver, is a surrogate father figure to Carter, because Carter was orphaned, we learned long ago, in a car accident, and through a series of events has now come to work for Leroy in Virginia. Leroy's son Bobby, played by Chris Williams, a bit of an angry character and maybe perhaps of a little has a little jealousy of the relationship between Carter and his dad. I mean, they go through their day to day, the three of them. They work at the garage, they go to the diner, order almost the same thing every day. But at the end of the day, Carter goes off not to do too much, much to the not so great wishes Leroy. They just want him to have a life. But normally it's just maybe go to a movie, maybe get some ice cream, and also, in an unfortunate little bit of a stalkery way, follows a violinist named Anne, played by Brianne Davis. Now, he has no dark intentions, but he's fascinated by Anne and also fascinated by her music. She's a classically trained violin player, and he just loves to listen to her play, but he does not have the drive to introduce himself to her. So his behaviors come off again a little stalkery. Now, our other lost soul, who you can see here in the poster, is Darla, played by January Jones, a waitress at the aforementioned diner that Carter frequents. She also dreams of a better life, a life away, but she feels compelled to stay home and help take care of her ailing mother, Ruth, played by Anne Brown. And unfortunately, the other person there to help is her mother's boyfriend, Shelley, played by Tim DeZarn, who is verbally and physically abusive, not just towards Ruth, but also towards Darla. But she feels trapped as she doesn't really know how else to take care of her mom. It's hard. She needs her escape, so she lies, says she's going to work, which she is, and when she's not, she also walks around and, in her own stalkery way, actually follows Carter, interestingly enough. I mean, these two are, in some ways, a perfect pairing and perfect for one another, but there are things that keep getting in the way. But through a series, they will eventually come together and they will begin to explore a relationship with one another. And as a result, they find some hope and maybe a possible a way out. They drop the security facades and open up. But of course, right? Not without its challenges. There are several challenges pulling them in different directions away from each other. And as they begin to explore those challenges versus being together, certain tragedies will occur on both sides, which will put things into question. And you root for this couple and you wonder if they're going to have their happy ending. But, well, I won't say whether or not they get to it. I don't spoil. Swedish Auto is another example of those types of charming indies that not just were the rage in the early and mid aughts, but even today, two people perfect for each other, trying to find their way. I mean, the trope is common, but what was unique is that what was nice about this film, unlike many others, is nothing was over the top, overly dramatized. The plot and the acting of this film were much more naturalistic than we usually get in this genre. I mean, look, does it add anything new to the conversation? No. But the performances are solid and actually hook your attention better than most. And I was actually impressed because Haas, I've seen him more in little supporting roles or pop up roles. I've never seen him lead a film. If any of you have a recommendation of a film that Haas has led, let me know because he intrigued me in this one, the energy that he had. And he was very well matched by January Jones, who really, again, is someone who, I mean, in Mad Men, she was a put upon wife, but she was always that little bit of a hard edge, and pun intended, her hard edge in X Men First Class. I mean, she was Emma Stone, she was Diamond. But here she underplays things and has this very sympathetic energy that you just want to grab her up and put her in a warm hug and tell her that everything is okay. You can't help but root for both of them. And, this is to the credit for Sieg. He did solid work with the script. He did some very nice character development, and he kept the settings very basic and simple. That theme there is someone out there. Just don't be afraid to take that chance. So, cinematically, it was an interesting piece to watch. Now, on the technical elements, production designer De Jong, why we're here, she did a very nice job organizing the sets. They were very minimal, very downtrodden, which fit the themes and the two characters' personalities. Garage, the diner, the homes, especially Carter's, this little apartment, almost garage looking thing that he lives in. And yet there was one scene in particular where Darla and Carter are there in his kitchen and they fill this dank minimalist, drab, sad apartment with so much love and hope and friendship that it was quite nice to see. So she creates these settings that are very thematically linked to the lives we have, but there's nice moments that Sieg puts in there. So the design elements work for this. Nothing is over the top, nothing is kind of thrown in. And so this is a testament to the work done by the entire team. And look, the Sieg, what's also, sorry, I'm a little tongue tied in here, but I'm going to keep going with this. I forgot to mention there are also some scenes that, like some of the tragedy I referenced, Sieg chooses to also have certain actions occur off camera as opposed to on camera, which is a smart move because he doesn't want us to get so sidetracked by a tragedy that happens. He just wants us to know something happened and we're going to move forward from it. So, In all, Swedish Auto is a solid 3-star film for me. It doesn't add, like I said, nothing new to the conversation, but the simplicity of the film, the naturalistic performances, the naturalistic settings, it's nice. The little stalkery element that I talked about did not feel that was the only thing. While, yes, we know that there are people who do those kinds of things, I just felt that that took away from the film a little bit. I think the characters were clear enough without that. So that's probably what kept this one from being a 4-star film for me. So it's a solid 3, which is still not bad. And again, everyone here is entitled to their opinion. If you would like to catch Swedish Auto, it is streaming on AMC Plus. Now, that is the streaming service, again, for my followers, for the channel AMC, not the AMC movie theater chain. So, there you have it. As always, if you like what you heard here, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, spread the word. We're getting so close to award season. I'm already planning out the 97 days the 97 film reviews in 97 days for award season. There's some good ones coming in there. You can follow me, Cinephile Mike, on all social media platforms and on Letterboxd, and again, find great information on my website. Happy watching, everyone, and until next time, this is Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.